What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 55. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and I'm joined by only Emilio Lopez.
Are you ready? Ready for the throwdown? Wait, no, throwdown. Ready for throwdown.
Yes, man. So yeah, for the first time in this Throwdown's history, just two dudes.
Yeah, it's two dudes and a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah, basically nothing like Brett. He's going to Michigan. Chris is doing some job stuff. So the two tired guys are the ones doing the show tonight. I haven't slept, people. I haven't slept in over 36 hours. So this could get very interesting.
Yeah, and I was today, most of the day, I was setting up my table and running around picking up my buddy Mark, who's here at
Comic-Con.
So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. Speaking of Comic-Con, being that I have an exhibitor badge,
fancy.
Yeah, I was Mark in the background. Being that I have an exhibitor badge, I can walk around the show and look at things. But of course, you have to make sure you stay out of people's ways. You don't walk in anybody's booth. You stay out of their way and just look at from afar. So I got to see quite a bit of things, dude. This has got to be the first year that Sideshow Collectibles is at New York Comic Con.
Mind explode. How?
Yeah,
like they had Weta last year, which is already pretty big.
Weta has a huge booth. Like this year, it's like all this cool armor from the last Hobbit film.
Yeah,
and they have a really cool statue from the Hobbit film of that one dwarf who rode the warthog.
Oh yeah, that
one. Had that. We saw there was. We went to buy the Kotobukiya booth, and we saw that they had covered.
Man.
They had that new Sniper Wolf figure that they've been showing like pictures of, that drawing. Yeah. There, it was there. It's just covered. I kind of like peeked under a little bit. I was like, oh, it's got the dog. It's got the thing. It's a really nice looking one.
And see that Kotobukiya booth, like it always gets me sad to pass by because all the figures are awesome and I can't afford them. It's like, damn it, man! I want that female shepherd.
And they also had Sahelanthropus as well covered, which will probably be shown during the show. What else did we see? It was a lot of really cool like stuff.
It was mostly just people setting shit up, wasn't it? You know, oh man, he's actually answering questions from his friend Mark. But yeah, it was a lot of people setting shit up though because the show hasn't started yet.
Yeah, that is the earliest I've ever been to New York Comic Con. I've usually seen. Yeah, on a Wednesday. Usually, in general, I especially for most comic conventions, I show up on the Thursday in the morning and we set up then. But for this time around, I mean, being that there's I had a lot more stuff this year, a lot more prints, a lot more books. So I thought it'd be best to kind of, Mark was coming in today, and best to kind of set up the table, at least my half of the table, early, so that I need to do is just sit my ass down and get to work.
Plant that flag.
Listen, I tell you, there's a lot of I've been getting a lot of tweets today, like people like, man, I'm gonna show up like first thing in the morning on Thursday just so I can get one. It's like, all right. So hopefully you guys out there get there before hopefully I don't run out of books on like day 2.
You better save mine, man. I don't want to hear any bullshit excuses. Save my copy. I'm paying for that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, today I was supposed to meet with you, but I got caught up with the press stuff. I went to a Square-Enix event in the morning and stuff, and we checked out. It was me, JJ. Yeah, it was me and JJ. Jake James Lugo. Hey guys. So we were checking out Deus Ex.
Nice.
Tomb Raider, man. Okay, we actually got to play that because we saw Deus Ex and we saw Hitman, which both look really, really nice. Mm-hmm. And they were both like hands-off demos, but it was the actual game. They both look gorgeous. But yeah, Tomb Raider, you actually got to play. I played with the Xbox, so it was a matter of what. Yeah,
it's literally don't break it mode. Yeah, that's what I call it.
But, it's always I'm playing with the Xbox controller. It's like hit X, and I'm like,
huh?
And I'm like, what the hell? Why is she jumping? Oh wait. Because I'm trying to hit X on the PlayStation. That's why.
That's the one similarity between the two consoles, except X is in 2 different locations.
Yeah, and then
you could say cross.
Yeah, it's cross. Yeah, I don't cross, but yeah, the hardcore PlayStation guys, if you say X, they get pissed. They're like, no, it's cross. But what I find funny is that this happens all the time, and it makes me like question the gamerness of these other people. So
Uh-oh.
I played the Tomb Raider demo, right? I did it clean, the whole thing, without dying once.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Holy shit, no one's done that." Like, I didn't have to do anything. And I'm like, really? That was easy demo, dude. And he's like, "No, man, people keep dying. They don't know what to do." I'm like, it's fucking easy. You know? Like, the guy literally just sat back and just let me do everything.
I'm going to tell you, I mean, a lot of these games writers aren't really, a lot of them aren't really gamers. They appreciate gaming, but for the most part, I think they're just, a lot of them are just writers.
I think that's what it is, man. Because every time I hear this, I'm like, wow, it's like, this shit is not hard. Like, they make these demos easy, you know? They make them easy so people can finish them. But these guys, like, they get stuck in things. So what else did I play? I played Just Cause 3. Cause 3 is fucking crazy. Okay, not only is this game open world in the actual openness of the world, but it's open world in the sense of what you could do. You could pretty much do anything. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Spider-Man 2. It gave me that feeling again. Like, you can just do whatever the hell you want. It was nuts. Like, I was just dicking around for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, let me actually try to do a mission. And the guys just let me go. They didn't care. They thought it was fun just see me glide around and, like, you know, grapple hook and stuff.
Yeah, I think also, like, one of the other things to know about the guys that make the Just Cause games is that their games are totally open. Like, I think like, at least in the Mad Max game, you can literally ride your car into the desert and until you run out of gas. Yeah,
and then you're gonna die.
And you'll die. So yes, if you somehow make it a certain amount of distance, yes, you can continue to go forever and ever until you die.
Yeah. What else? They had Life is Strange Part 5, but I didn't bother touching that because I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil that, right?
Yeah, so I'm leaving that alone because I played the first 4 and I really liked the game, but I'm like, I'm not touching that. So we did that. We were hanging out, eating all their food and stuff.
Nice.
You know, our boy Rahat was there. He's actually like PR for Square-Enix. He was doing a really good job helping us out.
He seems to handle a lot of the Japanese studios.
Yeah, even though they didn't show a single Japanese game. Not a single.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, companies that, Square-Enix is Japanese, but yeah.
They didn't, not a single Japanese game, you know?
It's like, well, where are some of those E3 games that not E3, Tokyo Game Show games? Where are those guys?
Again, Just Cause 3, Hitman, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, Life is Strange.
All I gotta say is that it was probably the smartest thing they ever did, buying Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, man.
Eidos. Eidos.
They bought both.
Yeah.
Because Eidos made the original Tomb Raider, then Eidos sold Tomb Raider to Crystal Dynamics,
and then
Square-Enix bought both of them because Eidos makes Human Revolution, Deus Ex, and Crystal Dynamics does Tomb Raider. So it's good stuff.
It's funny about all of that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then after that, we went, because busy day. So after that, we went to an EA event. I have like 3 of these fucking things. It's ridiculous. At every event, and we got to check out some stuff. We played the Star Wars Battlefront. We were playing the actual beta that everybody else was playing. I was getting murdered, dude. Like I was playing against real players. I was getting destroyed. And then Nash was playing it. He was like doing pretty good. I mean, he was doing okay, because these guys have been playing for like days. But it was
so you're literally going against the people that are currently playing the Star Wars Battlefront beta.
Yes. Okay. So we were playing those guys, so they were good, and we were playing the Battle of Hoth, right? And Nash managed to find every vehicle in there. Like he got into a TIE fighter, he got into a AT-AT, he got into ATS. He was doing lots of. He was trying to find the Darth Vader thing because there's these icons, right? And if you touch them, you become a vehicle or whatever. But if you find one, you could actually become Luke or Darth Vader. Luke was running around, and I'm like, damn, like Luke was nearly indestructible. Like he's getting shot by those freaking AT-ATs, and he's literally just like shrugging it off. Nash got murdered by
here's the question. Luke Skywalker's in the game, but wearing the black outfit?
Yeah, he's wearing his Return of the Jedi outfit on Hoth.
He should seriously be wearing his parka from, just the Star Wars nerd in me.
Yeah, so it was weird, but yeah, he was super.
It's not empirically right.
Yeah, he was super powerful. Like when he came at Nash, I'm like, dude, you're done. And then like his final move, he like jumped in there with the lightsaber and just killed him. Like, damn. So we played that.
But he was playing an Empire guy, like playing somebody from the Empire.
Yeah, he was playing an Imperial. Yeah, and then we played what else was it? Oh, Mirror's Edge. Let's talk about Mirror's Edge for a little bit.
Okay, now the biggest question I have for Mirror's Edge: did they fix that parkour stuff?
They actually did. It's not as good as Dying Light, but it's better than Mirror's Edge. Okay. It is better. Like, it's still a little clunky, right? But they did fix it, and the game looks really. And it's funny because this is EA. Every single game ran on Frostbite.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's their engine, so they're gonna do it.
Yeah. But Mirror's Edge was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna rush out and buy it, but it was pretty cool. We got a lot of hands on with that. And then the surprise game for me was Plants vs. Zombies 2. That game was fun as fuck. It was insane. I was playing that. I was playing that with Carl. You know Carl, the guy who's always hanging out with Hip Hop Gamer. Playing that with him and two other guys. And dude, it was bad, man. Like, because the people before us, like, they did okay and stuff. And then we got in there. We fucking destroyed that thing. It wasn't even a contest. and Carl was like, "Hey, man, he told developers, like, hey, man, I got the platinum in the last game. I'm gonna get it for this one too."
Whoa, all right. Another fun little what Mark was trying to remind me of was we also actually we didn't meet Todd McFarlane, but we saw Todd McFarlane at his booth. Yeah, and well, dude, this guy was getting into it. Like, he was literally helping to put the booth together.
Oh, nice. That's good.
So
that's pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, remember when we met Martin McFarlane like 20 years ago?
Yeah, we met him like 20 years ago during like Spawn.
Yeah, he was doing the signing.
we met him and Michael J. White before he was anything. Like, this is before Black Dynamite. This is like after he had done like he did like the one other thing he did that was of note was like he played Mike Tyson on an HBO like movie, and that's it. Like the only thing. He was Mike Tyson and Spawn.
Yeah, and we just find it funny because when we were like 15 at the time, we go in there and we're like, Michael J. White is small.
Yeah, listen. I mean, probably at that age, I was probably 6 foot tall. Yeah, so I was literally taller than this guy. Now you think that this dude looks big, like he's
Todd McFarlane was taller than him.
Todd McFarlane is taller than McFarlane is taller than Spawn.
Yeah, he's taller than Spawn. Think about that. So that's pretty cool that you saw McFarlane in.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, because here's the thing. I work for Skybound, which is the guys that make Walking Dead. Now, nowhere in there did I see Robert Kirkman going, "Oh well, here, put this there, do this." No.
Wait, you mean The Walking Dead?
which, by the way, your badge is way better than mine. We have that old woman. What's her face? What the hell's her name?
Is she from The Walking Dead too?
Yeah, the white-haired lady.
Oh, Carol.
Yeah, it's Carol. All the exhibitors have a dumb Carol badge.
Okay, that's good that they're at least making them different and stuff. Because I hate the fact that the press badge looks like the 4-day pass. I'm like, come on, man. What is this?
I'm just annoyed that it's Carol. Why can't we get like Michonne or something like that? Something badass.
See, I got the little montage there.
At least you got friggin' Rick. I would have even taken Carl over that.
Yes, but this doesn't have as much power as your badge, though. Apparently,
yeah. See, that's why I've always been saying like Coalition. I mean, this is behind the scenes stuff.
Coalitions.
Hey guys, this is not behind the scenes knowledge, but you ever notice how IGN and all these other guys seem to get in there before everybody else? You want to know why? Because they all have exhibitor badges. Exhibitors can get into a show before and stay later than anybody else. So they could easily go up to any one of these booths and be like, "Hey, I work for blah, 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 and I would like to do an interview when the room is kind of dying down." There you go.
Yeah, so that's something we want to do.
If any of you have been to like E3 or any of the other shows, so you notice that like IGN or GameSpot, they'll also have these massive booths and do interviews in them because it also assists them in getting those interviews with other people that they may not normally be able to do with a press badge.
Yeah, so that's something to consider. Hopefully.
I mean, my idea was even for STFU and Play back in the day was, we go to a place like PAX Prime or any of the other PAXs. We get ourselves a little exhibitor booth. We could have, I'll do some sketches and shit. I'll work the table, sit there all the time, and draw some stuff for people, and promote the site, as well as see if we could get some guests and stuff to talk.
Yeah, man, get all in that ass. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. So maybe one day. So yeah, Comic-Con should be pretty fun. We're obviously gonna tell you guys stories, after it's all done, because it hasn't even officially started yet. But they have a lot of toy stuff, which I wanna try to get some cool figures this year and some comics. I'm gonna hit up Valiant, man.
There's a couple of figures that I really want to get. That's why I was kind of scoping the place out a little bit, because I was what is it?
Were you marking it like Solid Snake?
Yeah, I was marking it like Big Boss. Marker placed.
Yeah, marker place. Yeah, Big Boss. Yeah, marker place. Like, I'll come back later.
Boss. The only thing is that my iPhone doesn't only limit me to like 5 marks.
Yeah,
even like the game, it was like 5 or 6 markers.
Yeah, something like that. Even when you have it fully upgraded, it's only like 5. It's like, what is this shit?
Yeah, I mean, and then the other part of it I don't like is that it continuously if you delete one and then put it back down again, it'll say like E or F or G.
Yeah,
so
stupid. Yeah, it's like you put A, right? Like, oh, I don't want that. You get rid of A, and then you put it again. It says B. I'm like, wait, what? Doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah,
stupid. But yeah, Comic-Con, we'll tell you more stuff. And since we're talking about Metal Gear, no featured topic this week, because we're trying to keep it short, because we need to, get rest.
We need something called sleep.
Yeah, something again I haven't gotten.
Which by the way, I tested out that new what was it? The new 7 train thing today.
Oh, how is it?
Dude, that train station's nice.
Good,
I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm gonna, transfer and go to the 7 train, because it was good. It's only 2 stops away, so it's good. If you guys ever in New York, now you can get to the Jacob Javits Center without having to walk like 2 miles, because the closest train station to the Jacob Javits Center is at Madison Square Garden, and then you had to walk from
blocks,
walk down 34th Street all the way to the end of Manhattan until you reach the river. So you're literally walking from close to the center of Manhattan to the end.
Yeah, so that's good. And the thing is, tomorrow, for you guys to know, I'm going to a 505 games thingy, right? That's on 47th Street. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is, after that's done, I'm not taking the E. I'm going to take the fucking 7 straight to Javits Center. So that's going to be cool. And I'm going to be checking out Adrift, guys, to have a new build for it. So that'll be cool. I'll do like a follow-up and stuff. And I'll try to get an interview with Dave, Oshry. I got a very interesting character. He's the, hashtag deal with it guy. So
yeah, the former Microsoft guy.
Yeah, and it's interesting for you guys who don't know. He made that whole game based around that experience, because in the game, you're an astronaut, your space station's been destroyed, and you need to try to piece it back together. And it's a metaphor for what happened with him. He said that thing, it fucked up his life and stuff, and he had to put all the pieces back together.
Well, the thing about it is, plain and simple, you got to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, hey, it worked for him. He made a cool game, man.
He made a cool game, but at the same time, if you're going to be doing that sort of stuff for the company, yes, I understand you. One thing I noticed about a lot of Microsoft and tech employees, they tend to not see things from the consumer's angle.
Yeah, they don't. They just see it from the company.
They obviously see it from the angle like, oh wow, this is great. You should totally love it. But it's like, no. Are you really seeing this? Or just because you have a wonderful internet right where you are, doesn't exactly mean that the rest of the country has that privilege.
Yeah, that's why Don Matrix said that bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, customers who don't have access to the internet have an alternative product.
I'm sorry, Xbox guys, but your guys kind of screwed up, and that's why they're not working there anymore.
Yeah, basically. I know some of you guys are gonna get mad, but it's the fucking truth.
It's the plain and simple truth. The thing is, here's the thing, though. Kazurai said that craziness where like, oh, you got to go get another job.
And they made him president of Sony.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference. He was able to turn it around.
Yeah,
after he said that stuff.
Yeah, Don Matrick, he wasn't able to turn that shit around, man.
So, but I mean, I'm glad this guy was able to turn, a really crappy moment in his life into something that sounds really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you know me, I'm not really man about VR. I don't care about it, but I played this shit. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. It's like the fact that you can move your head independently inside the helmet and stuff. Really good stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing the game again. So yes, I'm gonna take that 7 train, man. Oh, and by the way, the E train is pulling that bullshit again.
Oh, they're doing it again, huh?
Yes, but this year at least. It's at 11:45, so as long as I'm out of the city by 11, because I remember that one time Rachel came here, they did that bullshit at 9 o'clock. I'm like, man, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Here's the thing, though. Thursday and Friday, you should be good.
Oh yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
On Saturday and Sunday is going to be the big question mark. I've even said this to Mark. I was like, granted, we have this really cool way to get back home, better and get to Javits Center and back home better. But who knows the fucking weekend is going to do?
Yeah, exactly. But I do have a cool party to go to on the weekend, a BioWare party. They're going to be celebrating. BioWare. Yeah, it's a Dragon Age party, basically. So all the developers are going to be there. I'm going to that shit, man.
Yeah, Comic-Con has become the place now. New York Comic-Con has become the place now. All the people that weren't coming here before are all coming now.
Yeah, it's like the whole development team. That's crazy.
That is cool.
And obviously they're going to be at the booth and stuff. So I'll try to see what I could wrangle there and stuff. And also, since it's just us two talking, I want to invest money in a good camera. Like I was watching what Hip Hop Gamer does. He has a really he has like a handheld camera and stuff, but he also has a microphone that doesn't have a wire on it. It's like a radio or something like that. I'm like,
I'm gonna say this. Best person to talk about that. Torrance.
Mr. Torrance, yes, he would know about that shit because he would know a good one that's cheap, affordable.
He'd know an affordable one, and then he would know also that what the microphone dealie is a thing because when you were doing your interview,
with a wire,
you were doing an interview because it's cheaper to get one with a wire, but it's like a dongle that you attach to the camera, so you probably need. He could tell you definitely what to get.
Yeah, because I'm watching it. So I'm like, because the thing is, like, it is a pain in the ass to record an interview and then transcribe it. It's like, it'd be easier if you just film the shit, Like, so starting next year from PAX, I'm going to try to get myself a camera because I need to step this shit up, Even our boys, I bumped into some of the guys from DualShocker. Same thing with those guys, man. They have the professional camera setup. I'm like, okay, I need to do this shit.
It'd be awesome if we could make some sort of camera rig that sits on your chair. Because you're a perfect. I'm gonna say this. You're a perfect steady cam.
That's true. That's really true.
You put a GoPro or something like that on there.
Yeah, we gotta figure that out because I'm pretty sure some engineering guy could figure some shit out, like a rig.
Funny thing. It's so funny that I mentioned this because while I was walking back from Comic-Con, there was a lady in one of those electrical wheelchairs had a GoPro attached to it.
What?
Yeah,
that's
like on the back. Kind of like Watney in
yes. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I am a steady cam. Like I'm a tripod basically.
Yeah, I mean all you need to do is just kind of look back and kind of turn it right on and go.
Because I don't need to have my face in the interview,
No, I mean if anything will happen, it'll just be you'll just see like a microphone pop up from the bottom on their face.
Yeah. Cool stuff. All right, so let's get not too much shit happen in gaming, but what did happen, man, fucking, and as you see the title of this episode, Konami, what the fuck?
Yeah, okay. Man. I mean, a lot of this stuff, though, tell the people about it.
Yeah, okay, so basically what's going on is, so they have a big update for Metal Gear Solid 5, right? Some good stuff, like they expanded the amount of materials you can have, GMP you can have, develop level 7 weapons. I like all that shit. But then there was a big thing in there. Basically, Konami is running the equivalent of an extortion racket. So there's no other way to say it. That's exactly what's going on. So basically, you can now insure your FOB base. So for you guys who don't know, an FOB base is basically your mother base that's online. It's exactly the same, no difference. It's a mother base that's online, which is always going to be attacked. Just no way around it. It would always be attacked. You can't log off or whatever. So now they're like, hey, here's some protection, but it's a racket because it's basically like, wait, you're asking me to give you money to protect me from you, because you like you said, like once you opt into it, that's it. You're stuck.
And the thing is, here's the thing that everybody, yes, granted, you can turn yourself offline and not interact with your forward operation base, but in the game, it literally forces you to make a forward operation base.
Yeah, you have no choice. You have to.
You have to go through the tutorial. I mean, maybe if you're not online, maybe it somehow doesn't activate the tutorial, but still.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Okay, people didn't like FOBs to begin with. This is just making the situation even worse, you know? All this microtransaction bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, and then here, the pricing is ridiculous too. Like, basically, I was like, because I don't know why. I was thinking, okay, maybe they have like a year deal or something. $8 gets you 14 days. So you basically have to pay $16 a month to protect your shit for the entire year.
I mean, you know what? It's much easier to just turn your online turn off the disconnect from the network and just not interact with it.
Yeah, or plan B, do what I did, dude. My FOB is so strong, it gets invaded at least twice a day, and they repel every attack every single time. So I have my guys at level 45. I put all crazy shit in there, you know, because I'm not buying that shit, man. They're fucking crazy. And then
no way. I mean, you've obviously put the extra time into it, but like maybe for somebody like me, which I don't have anything. I just have a command base. Yeah, so what are they gonna do? Just steal my GMP or whatever? Steal all my soldiers?
Yeah, well, no, they're gonna do something worse. They're gonna steal all your fuel resources. That's the shit they love coming for the most.
And the thing is, you know, the idiotic thing about it is that you know if you what they also do is they you can have your mother base put into a location where it has an S rank fuel resource. Because here's the thing about when you place your forward operation base in the game, there are locations on the map that are more you know, you can get more fuel in them. So all you need to do is just look at the rank of the area, which is like maybe, you know, 4 or you know it says A, B, or C, and then that's how you place it. So when I was forced to do my base, I looked into it. I looked at it. I'm like, maybe I want to put myself in a location where I can get a B rank fuel resource.
Yeah.
So I have that, but yeah. It's
the whole thing is silly. It's like, okay, so yeah, the first FOB obviously is free. You develop it normally, but after that, if you want to buy an FOB base, you need to pay money. If you want to add shit to it, you need to pay money. Even with now they added combat deployment. If you want them to run faster, you got to pay money. So it's all these little things that you could tell the executive, you know, the publishers were like, how can we get as much money for? Because I'm pretty sure Kojima didn't want all that shit. That's ridiculous.
No, I mean, I'm sure, you know, the thing is that I think he just let, you know, I don't know how much of his team is still left to do this stuff. Maybe it's the guys that are doing online that are doing these adjustments to the game. Like, in other words,
yeah, I don't know, man, because they're still, and what's it now? They have costumes for 99 cents. Horse armor people.
Really? So all those armors that we saw, all those skins and armors that we saw, it's all like 99 cents.
Yeah, 99 cents each.
That's fucking stupid.
That's why this episode is called what it's called. You know, and then here's.
I mean, it's as cool as it's like, okay, just give us a pack. That's it. Throw it all in one. Bam, $1 for everything. Yeah. It's not like it cost you guys anything to make the damn things. I mean, they were already probably made. For all we know, they're probably already in the goddamn game already. Actually, they are.
Of course they are.
They're in a cinematic, so they're in the game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then the other thing, this is a side thing, but it's still related. Okay, and stop me if this sounds familiar. So a bunch of fans are recreating the first Metal Gear.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. For you guys who don't know, because this news came out this week, some fans are recreating the first Metal Gear. The problem is, this was tried last year with David Hayter, and Konami shut that shit down. Watch him do it again.
Yeah. So maybe they're trying to resurrect the old project. Yeah, I mean, Kojima looked at it before, and he gave his kind of blessing for it to do it, and they were actually, they were maybe talking with Konami about doing it. But then something fell through, which these guys can't talk about. If you guys have, seen any of Yang Ye's Codec, any of the Codec episodes, they actually interview the guys that made that first, that tried to make the Metal Gear remake, and they said they can't talk too much about certain things aspects of it.
Obviously, because Konami will come on their ass. Yeah,
which means Konami will come down on them, even though these guys are not using any assets. I always felt like at that point, you know what they should have did? They should have just made a game.
Yeah.
Don't make Metal Gear. Just make a stealth game.
Yeah, make it exactly.
It doesn't need, I mean, some of the map, you can reuse all of those assets. You don't need, of course, you can't make reuse Metal Gear, but who's to say you can't make spy game? Sneaking mission.
It just so happens to have a giant robot.
It just so happens to have a giant robot that shoots nuclear missiles.
Yeah, but these guys, they were using Unreal Engine 4, I believe, and they were recreating. So it looked really good. But I'm like, hold on, I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Konami will probably shut that. Konami, man, it seems like every week from this company, man, like it's always something that's just anti-consumer. It's like a big middle finger to everyone, basically.
It's such because the thing is that a lot of the guys, they're not making, a lot of these guys aren't making these decisions. It's like Konami Central making that decision. And these guys have to kind of be like, oh, well, this is kind of the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like backlash. It's like backlash without because of backlash over backlash.
Yeah,
I wish don't make every single costume 99 cents, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, every single one.
And the thing is, I'm sure some of that stuff is just hidden behind something else, and that's already something in the game. What are they going to do next? That chapter that was supposedly cut and maybe not. That's it's very sad because it's such a cool game, and to kind of soil the reputation with all this additional BS.
Yeah, that didn't need to be there.
It doesn't need to be there. You're going to make everybody pay $8 to protect your base. Why not make that 99 cents for the whole damn thing? People will pay it. It's 99 cents.
Yeah,
right?
but the thing is, that doesn't get them a lot of money. Remember, these people are trying to maximize their profits.
But the thing is that they don't understand. Like they're looking at the mobile industry and how much those games cost. Those things are 99 cents a pop.
Yeah, they're looking at.
And the reason why nobody gives a shit about them is because they're 99 cents. People's like, all right, 99 cents. I'll throw that out there. But the thing is that once you start going into sections like $8 or $15, or did you see all the mother base coin like things? You could like literally spend about $60 on like literally a full on game price for mother base coins.
Yeah, it's insane, but that's exactly what they're
doing.
For
what?
They're looking at the mobile market, and they're using that as an example. Like, hey, it works there, it'll work here too.
Who knows if that is the battle that Kojima had?
Yeah,
the battle behind the scenes that he had with these people, saying, "No, we cannot do this to these people," and they're like, "No, we're gonna do this." And he's like, "Well, fuck you guys, I'm out of here."
Yeah, I mean, hey, who knows? We weren't there and stuff, but
because like, how do you go from a game like Metal Gear Solid 4 or Peace Walker, which didn't have anything on it? Metal Gear Solid 4 had DLC, and all the DLC was free.
Yeah.
Like all the different costumes that you could get for Snake, all the other things, there was never any transactions that were on top of it.
Yeah, but Konami was like, how can we make
more
money?
Looking at it. They're looking at everybody else out there. They're looking at the EAs. They're looking at the Activisions and saying, oh, well, we could do this. Or looking at a lot of what Ubisoft has done too.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I want a piece of that pie.
As much as I want a Metal Gear Solid 3 outfit for Big Boss, come on, guys.
99 cents, man.
99 cents. And you know what? That shit's going to drop. So if anything, if you guys really, I'm, as again, I'm not, I just draw Metal Gear fan art. I am not condoning any of this stuff.
Hey, man, I always say, do whatever you feel is right.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, if you do feel that this is worth it, yes, go for it. But we, on the other hand, do not feel this is cool.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So again, I guess we just have to see what the next thing Konami does, because this is getting.
I mean, maybe there'll be enough backlash where they'll change their prices or something. Who knows? Yeah,
we shall see. Then the next thing, you brought this up.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah. So what's going on with Destiny?
So I finished putting all my stuff together late last night, and it was for the convention. And I said, All right, I'm gonna turn my PlayStation on and play a little bit of Metal Gear, maybe some stuff. Anyway, all of a sudden, you know, there's an update, and all of a sudden on my dashboard, what do I see? Download the Taken King. I don't own Destiny. I've never owned Destiny, and I've never bought the Taken King. But for some reason, this magical thing was on my dashboard. So what I do, just for the hell of it, I click on it just because, you know, see what happens. What does it do? It takes you to the store. It's a fucking advertisement.
Wow.
That puts itself into your game, into your game queue. Come on, guys. Seriously?
Yeah, it's like, okay, we understand that you have your little deal and stuff, but at the same time, that's kind of stupid.
It's underhanded. I mean, to be honest, why are you going to do that? If anybody, you know, people who are going to buy Destiny are going to buy Destiny. People who are going to who play Destiny will probably suggest Destiny to their friends. Don't go and start throwing ads into my game into my games library like it's some sort of game I can download or some BS like that. Come on, guys. We know you paid a shitload of money to have Destiny as an exclusive BS, you know, to see Sony and Destiny at the same time. But don't do shit like this, please.
Yeah, and it sets a really bad precedent too, because you're gonna have other companies doing that shit, and then your whole library is gonna be filled with freaking ads.
Exactly. I wouldn't even do this shit if it was fucking Metal Gear, because at the same time, it's an intrusive ad on your thing. You know, how would you guys like it out there if they advertised some game that you weren't even interested, and it looks like it's a game inside of your machine? Come on, guys. Don't install bullshit on my console to make me try to buy this thing or click on it. That's like click ads on the bottom of a screen, or click ad some so-called video game sites have posts that look exactly like ads that look almost exactly like posts within their all of their news feed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't know if I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure I have it too.
Riku saw it.
Yeah, I know
he was like, "What the fuck?" He literally said that to me on Twitter. I'm like,
Sony, man, what are you guys doing, man? This is some bullshit.
Maybe the fact that most of the people on my queue had when I looked at the dashboard thing for Destiny, I saw a bunch of people had it. Maybe that's what's behind it. But how come I haven't seen it for Metal Gear? Because a bunch of people on my list own Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Well, but because maybe I own it, I don't know. It's
I can tell you.
Number one, don't install bullshit on my system to get me click on it. I'm not a.
Yo, man,
next time I say, well, it did it because I clicked on it to see what the hell it was. It's like spam.
And you can't even delete that shit, can you?
Oh no, you can delete it. I deleted it. You know, you can, you press the options button, you can delete it off the dashboard, but still, number one, that's taking up, it's not going to take up a lot of space, but it takes up space. Every single thing you have in contact with other games installs itself onto your console. Remember when I was playing UFC with one of the Spawn on Me guys?
Yeah.
What did I see on my dashboard? UFC.
Yeah, just because you were playing it, yeah. You mean the same way I have like that like unfinished Swan in my game in my stuff? It's like I didn't play it, but you played it. You know,
I let you play it on my console, or we did a share play, or you saw it. So it installs a little portion of itself, so that you can see who has it and all that BS.
Yeah, man. All right, so they call that to people's attention because it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, so if you guys have noticed this, I mean, maybe you're not as outraged as I am, but I'm annoyed.
I'm mad. All right, moving on. We have some pop culture stuff this week.
Woo! Pop culture.
What the fuck happened to Frank Miller's art? Okay, so he did a variant. Did you see this, Manny?
I did, but I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one. I'm gonna let you say some things.
This shit, like okay, I don't even know where to start, man. Okay, so Dark Knight 3 is coming, right?
Yep.
And he is doing a variant cover, and like they posted it, and people were like, "What the hell is that?" Like people thought it was like that's Bizarro, right? Like he drew Bizarro, right? Like no, He drew Superman. And Superman has an erect penis too. Like, Frank Miller has stopped giving a fuck. Like, I think he knows that people will, go to him and praise him no matter what he does. So he's literally like that hypothetical thing. It's like, oh, you could give you shit and people will still flock to it. That's what Frank Miller's doing. He writes terribly. If you read Dark Knight 2, terrible. The art in that was equally as bad. Frank Miller hasn't been.
I can't say I'm a fan of that art, the art in that last Dark Knight.
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is how bad that art is. I mean, maybe I'm speculating, but I think I'm right. The new Dark Knight 3, Andy Kubert is drawing it and Klaus Janson is inking it. Yeah, Frank Miller's not even touching that shit. DC knows. I think DC. I was watching this video with Jim Lee because they had like a whole an interview with him about the process of Dark Knight 3, right? All the variant covers and all that shit. And he was like, oh, yeah, that Frank Miller cover, it shows the absurdity of superhero proportions. That's where Frank Miller was going from. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Listen, you guys basically were like, okay, Frank Miller kind of, made comics big. We have to kind of let him do what he wants, even though it looks like shit. I think that's what's going on here. Like, he's just making this piss poor. Shame on you, Jim Lee. Don't say it. That shit looks like crap. It looks horrible. You can't be, oh, it's a caricature. It's like, no, it's shit. That's not a character. That's how he normally draws. Like that's the way he's been drawing for the last 20 years.
I have to say that his work has kind of de-evolved.
Yeah,
as the years have gone on. It's not. I mean, I'm personally, my favorite run on Frank Miller has definitely been
Daredevil.
The Daredevil run that he did. I felt like he was at his most. He was at the the beginning, like toward the beginning of his career, and he was putting more into it. Later on, it's kind of tapered off.
Yeah, it just seems very lazy, But
yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. The one thing I'm worried about is I don't know how his health is with.
Yeah, we don't know because
I don't know because could any of the could he be? He looks incredibly sick.
Yeah, like I heard he is actually like I don't know if he has cancer or something, but he has something really bad. I don't know if that's affecting, but for the last 20 years he's had like this sickness. No, he hasn't. Like you saw him when he was doing Sin City, he looked fine.
Yeah, when he was doing The Spirit, when he did finish The Spirit, he still looked like himself, and that wasn't even that long ago. That was maybe 10 years ago. No,
less than that.
No, it was less than that. Spirit was maybe like 2005. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, but he still looked like himself.
Yeah, and he was still drawing that badly. So it's not the sickness that's making him draw like that. There's something just like you said, it just de-evolved, and it's pretty embarrassing. Yeah. It's like, oh yay, Frank Miller. It's like, no, Frank Miller.
I'm gonna say this as a professional. I'm sure if he handed that in back when he was doing Daredevil, they probably would have said go home.
Yeah, it's true. They only keep it because he's Frank Miller, because he has that name. If it was any other artist, I would submit that. They'd be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Like, this is horrible. Like, there's nothing about that picture that's good. Everything is just wrong proportions. It's bad. I'm like, damn. But yeah, had to get that off my chest.
I can't say. I don't want to say too much because I also I do actually work there. So
yes,
I'm not gonna say one thing as I'm not gonna say it's the strongest piece, and I do feel it's maybe a bit offensive to the character of Superman.
Yeah, because he looks like a joke.
Even when he drew Superman in The Dark Knight, it was still somewhat respectful to the character. And I feel like unless somehow all of DC is no longer Superman or like Superman, which seems very sad to me because that is one of their cornerstone characters. I hope that's not what's going on. But no. I do feel it's a bit disrespectful to the character.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I know what's going on. Basically, he's the senior statesman. You got to just let him, you have to deal with his eccentricities. It's like, okay, yay, Frank Miller. Even though inside they're like, wow, this is bad. Like, my kid could draw something better. The right thing is shit like that. But yeah, crazy shit. And the last thing here is, so this is interesting. apparently Lex Luthor will not be in Batman versus Superman. I know you must be thinking like, wait, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. No, he isn't. He's actually playing the son of the actual Lex Luthor. He's Alexander Luthor, which is interesting. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So I guess I would explain why he acts so different from the actual Lex Luthor that we know.
I hope that that change to Jesse Eisenberg wasn't because of fan outcry.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that shit.
I hope that it wasn't, you know, that like people were so appalled that this is the new Lex Luthor, they decided to write some new script and say, oh, he's the son of Lex Luthor.
I mean, it's possible, right? But
I mean, here's the thing: it happened in Turtles.
Yeah, and then the thing is, remember that first image you saw of him? He was bald.
Well, maybe. I mean, maybe he still will end up bald. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he could be wearing a wig or anything, but yeah, But you know, this changes the whole timeline because okay, it makes sense if Batman is old, that Lex Luthor might be old or dead. But Superman, you know, in this timeline, he came later than he was supposed to. Way later. Yeah. He's like the last superhero, basically.
Yeah,
and he's still young.
You know, I mean, you know, I'm gonna just reserve every comment I have to say about this because it's just, I've, you know, you guys have heard me say this before, especially with these when it comes to these films. I just feel like that Warner Brothers is just trying to play catch up with it, and I feel like they're trying to force too much down, rather let the movie do what it needs to do, filling it up with a 1,000 characters. Avengers worked its way up to that point, you know? Yeah,
exactly. You had 5 films before that. They earned that, basically.
They earned that. You know, you had that corner, you had that character that everybody wanted. Like, you had Iron Man, and then you built on that, and you built on that, and you built on that. And that's why we have all these guys in the crossover movie, which is Avengers.
Yeah, exactly.
To start off the whole thing with the crossover movie, it's silly.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like with Avengers, by the time they assembled, you know, they assembled. Oh, shit, I saw him in his movie. I saw him in his movie. I saw him in his movie. With Batman or Superman, it's like, which Batman is that? What's going on?
Yeah, what we could have done is you know, to be honest, I was okay with this, you know, Batman Superman movie being the introduction of Batman, but now it's also the introduction of all of the Justice League at once.
Yeah, all of them.
I hear Cyborg is in it and all these other guys. To be, you have so much development, you have all these origins, you have all of this stuff. How about you just let these people have their own movies and see if they do something?
Well, the thing is, they will have their own movies, but it's after.
It's after all of this.
And DC was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do things different. We're gonna tell the big story first, and then we're gonna tell the individual ones. I'm like, okay, I guess that's a cheap way.
Why is this the big story? I thought it was Batman versus Superman, not Justice League. You know, then if we were gonna go, if anything, they should have just called the movie Justice League, and then that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Why not just jump right to it?
Just jump straight to it. I mean, we were expecting a Dark Knight film, and now we're getting the Justice League. We just, you know, serves 2 purposes.
Yeah, but that's what it is. DC's just rushing it, you know. But yeah, going back to the Lex Luthor thing. Yeah, again, I don't. Jesse Eisenberg to me is not a really good actor, so. You know, and from and the stuff I've seen, you know, from him. And by the way, before you people get on my ass, yes, I have seen the Facebook movie, and I'm basing it off of that. That movie, the acting in that movie overall was terrible. So he was probably the worst one of all. So he's it seems like he's bringing that just like a more maniacal version of Mark Zuckerberg and stuff. But yeah, he's just like the red capes coming. Like, red capes? Who else has a red cape around here?
Well, here's the thing, you know, they did allude to Superman having like an army. Like, you see those guys with the guns that have Superman logos that Batman was beating up in one of those scenes in a desert.
Those guys don't have capes though.
They don't have capes, but maybe that's what he can call them if he, you know, nicknames them because they're Superman's troops.
Yeah. Oh man, that's getting me thinking about.
That sounds very familiar. Superman's troops.
Not his sidekicks or hired goons.
Yeah, or his goons, or maybe a polar bear.
Oh man.
Speaking of that version of Superman,
I saw that documentary, by the way. That movie was crazy.
I think the movie. I mean, I can understand some of what Tim Burton wanted to do to kind of change the thing around, but it was so kooky. Like, he literally goes through a bunch of different suits, and Brainiac is his final suit. Yeah, and that's why he has that crazy glowing thing. And Brainiac was like a teddy bear or something. Not Brainiac. It was something like that.
What is?
It was some part of his computer that was part of it. That becomes part of him. That's something like that. It's an interesting thing, but I definitely could see why that movie would probably have problems. And I heard the reason why the film didn't get made is not because of the script or anything like that. What killed the movie was the fact that Warner Brothers had so many bombs at the time.
Oh, really?
There was all these big budget movies that they had that were at the time, and then what happened is that like they couldn't afford. They said, all right, we're gonna have to severely cut this film back. But by the time it already it was time came to start even filming or developing it, they said, all right, we're just gonna kill this project.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened, man.
So
crazy shit. But again, Lex Luthor or Alex Luthor, he's the biggest question mark I have about this, because he's supposed to be the main villain, and he is not intimidating. Oh, he's just some punk kid. Batman could just punch him once and he'll be down.
I think the same. I just feel like there should just be one thing for this film. I almost even feel like even having even Lex Luthor in there, or even just if we're gonna have so many characters, like if you're gonna have Lex Luthor in there, maybe Superman and Batman can go something with him rather than
what's gonna happen. No, yeah. the typical thing. Batman and Superman are going to meet each other. There's going to be some kind of misunderstanding. They're going to fight each other. Then they're going to realize who the real villain is, and then they're going to team up and fight. Every single team up in history has worked like this.
It's a team up formula.
Established by the Fantastic Four when Thing met Hulk.
I'm gonna let this thing do what it needs to do, but I just don't have a lot of faith in it. And I feel like with all these films that they already have in the thing, in motion, all of this money that they're putting into this stuff, will it even be any good? I mean, as much as people are like like, what was it, the Suicide Squad? They have that thing coming, and then you got whatever else is out in the pipeline. I don't know, man. It just seems a bit off.
Yeah, again, because they're just forcing all this shit. That's the problem.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't have minded just getting a normal Batman film.
Yeah, or I wanted Man of Steel 2, man. That's what I wanted.
I would have liked to have seen Man of Steel 2.
But no, we're getting all this Force stuff now.
We're getting Man of Steel Justice League.
Yeah, basically. And then the other day, it was pretty funny. I think Zack Snyder was like, oh, no, you can consider this Man of Steel 2. I'm like, that's interesting because Batman's name is first.
Yeah, it's Man of Steel is 2. He's the second name that you say. That's how they do it.
It's ridiculous, but we shall see, as you say.
There was some. I mean, keep going.
No, I was gonna wrap it up because.
Oh no, I mean there was another thing that I wanted to talk about. They revealed. Well, there's some licensing artwork of the new event. The Captain America Civil War that had actually showed up pretty recently.
Oh, really?
It was like some Japanese ads. In fact, Mark actually showed it to me not long ago. So it's pretty cool. Like you get to see what Ant-Man's outfit looks like. Ant-Man's outfit kind of changed a little bit. The helmet's a little bit different. Iron Man, of course, gets a new outfit like he always does.
He always, yeah.
Black Panther, they showed his outfit. Which we already knew what that looked like.
Yeah, we saw that concept art.
Yeah, well, no, this is not that concept art. This is like for licensing. Like, in other words, the stuff they put on the toy boxes and stuff like that. Because how like Marvel has those really nicely painted stuff that they put on the licensing artwork and stuff. That stuff. So you get to see. I mean, we haven't seen the new version of Ant-Man. So they actually updated Ant-Man. They updated Iron Man. He's got a totally new armor. Who else is in there? You get to see Winter Soldier. He pretty much looks the same. There's a new version of War Machine that they have on there.
There's also a new Captain America. He has like a different kind of outfit.
The Captain America outfit is like a new iteration of the one he has in Avengers.
Yeah,
as I remember, which we've seen set photos of that, which look pretty cool. And who else was there on there? Oh, Hawkeye got a new outfit.
Yeah, but man,
we're
Spider-Man.
Oh well, Spider-Man. He's he'll eventually be there.
Yeah, I do like the whole idea of him like running around in half the movie in his like stupid made costume, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, hey, we got this new kid. He's kind of sticking around. It's going to be an interesting thing to see because he gets introduced in this film and then he gets his own film, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to happen.
Okay, I mean, cool.
Yeah,
I would have liked it to be Ender, but oh well.
Yeah, well, he opened his big mouth.
Ender.
That's the problem. He went around telling everybody, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man." Disney was like,
"No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
You ain't Spider-Man. This guy's Spider-Man."
Exactly. This little British kid. Now he's Spider-Man.
What's with getting British guys to play New Yorkers?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, like was it Garfield was like that too, wasn't he?
Yeah, Garfield was a Brit, and he was like he was doing a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't sound like that. The guy comes from Queens. I don't hey, you guys, you got to go in here. You do this. No, I don't fucking sound like Al Pacino.
Yeah, here's the thing though, which I've realized: everybody outside of New York think that everybody in New York sounds like they're from Brooklyn.
No, we don't sound like that at all. In fact, people from Queens slightly most people from Queens don't sound like they're like one of the Penguin's thugs.
Yeah, you mean he's the one that's been hunting us like a dog? We don't talk like that.
He's the one that's been hunting us like a dog.
But dude, every single time it happens, like they're like, "Oh, you're from New York." I'm like, "Yeah." We're like, "You're from Brooklyn." I'm like, "No, I'm not from Brooklyn. Get the fuck out of here." But but the thing is, to outsiders, everybody in New York sounds like they're from Brooklyn. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, like obviously we're from Queens. We know the difference in our accent, but outsiders don't hear it.
I feel like
we replicate. How can we have that accent if we can actually replicate it?
Yeah, if we can do it. I feel like the girl who played Gwen Stacy did a better job of playing a New Yorker.
Yeah, she did
because also she wasn't trying to hide her British accent.
Is she British? I thought she was American.
No, she wasn't hiding because she speaks English. Yeah. She speaks American English.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not like it's like, I'm Spider-Man. Can you do that with the hey, I'm Spider-Man?
Yeah. Yeah, because like Garfield is like, dude, why do you sound like you're from Brooklyn? You're supposed to be from Queens. What the hell? But I know that
even Brooklynites don't even sound like that anymore. They sound more like this. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi. Why don't we have some latte together?
Hey, can we have a latte? And while I stroke my beard?
Yeah, and let me put on these really, really tight pants.
I decided to invest in some new mustache oil.
Yeah. It is funny, these guys, we talked about this the other day. These guys like, yo, man, like if you come to Brooklyn, man, you're gonna get fucked up. But Brooklyn is a place full of sissies, man. Like, man, you don't fuck with somebody from Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, I can't. I'll push them. They're fucking big ass hipsters.
Back when I was a kid, when you heard chickens in the background, when when you went through Brooklyn, you heard chickens in somebody's backyard. They weren't growing eggs.
Yeah, yes,
they weren't making eggs. Now they are.
Yeah, now they're making eggs. I grow them naturally.
I need to have organic eggs.
I need to have organic eggs. Yeah, so Brooklyn ain't hard, man. Get out of here with that.
Brooklyn is not hard. Bronx is hard.
All right, yeah, Brooklyn is soft as shit. That's where I cut off.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but the Bronx is hard. Now that's the place.
Bronx is still fucked up. No one's gentrifying. That's the wasteland.
Yeah, exactly. You that's not gonna get gentrified for a long time.
Yeah, that's not getting gentrified at all, man. It was funny. One of my friends I bumped into tonight, he was like, "Hey, man, like we should hang out. Like, what borough are you from?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from." Oh, my.
You're acting up a little bit, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I was like, "Yeah, where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm from Queens," and he's like, "But I'm like, I can hang out anywhere." Like I'm not doing. I got completely cut off, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Why is this happening at the end? Sorry guys, we're having technical difficulties over here.
I'm gonna cut the show off now because I think it's telling me a sign. All right, hopefully I can read this without it. Oh yeah, so Comic-Con, where are you at?
I am at table I-9. That's in the Artist Alley. If you ever come into the comic convention, you just take a right, just all the way to the end, probably where there's a giant poster that doesn't say Artist Alley. It probably will be some sort of advertisement for some show that's going to be really hot or not. Yeah, but it's all the way at the end of the hall, all the way at the bottom end of the Jacob Javits Center. You take that right, go all the way down, and we have like this. I looked at the tally. There is at least 480 artists in there, including myself. That is amazing. So yeah, it'll be a little bit hard to find, but you just go. We're pretty close. Me and Kari Randolph, which we'll both be at I-9. We're not too far from the front. So, you know, if you see some Metal Gear art from really far away, when you look in the crowd, that'll be me.
Yeah, there you go, man.
And I'll have all my prints up there, you know, all my Metal Gear prints, and of course comic book prints and movie prints. And I'll also have Solid Zero Substance, which is my little art book, which has 103 pages of Metal Gear artwork.
There you go, man. All right, now let's see if I can read all this without it
freezing.
Yeah, maybe I should have you do actually, because the thing is, you were cutting off too.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, none of that shit tonight, Dick, because this is getting stupid. All right, so thank you for watching and listening. Coder Coalition.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Okay, we're done. Later, people.
Twitter, Throwdown Show, all that good stuff. Later, guys.
And this is why the cloud doesn't fucking work. This is why the cloud will never work. All right, later, people.
Later, guys.